My name is Gunblazer42, and I'm a Let's Player. I decided to try something a little bit different for a change, and create this little series here. Over the past few years, as I've been doing my Let's Plays and things like that, I've always felt the need to talk about, I guess, just the nature of Let's Plays and the things I've seen and experienced along the way, errors I've made, things I wish I could correct. Maybe just talk about Let's Plays in general, just the topic of Let's Plays. You might notice that my voice sounds a bit different compared to my Let's Play voice. It's because of the microphone I'm using. When I do my Let's Plays, I use my laptop's internal microphone to record the audio. And, well, laptop microphones weren't always the best quality recording tools. For this series, I'm using a USB microphone that came with Rock Band when I bought it a few years back. It's been in a drawer for a year and a half. I'm kind of surprised it still works. This entire series is probably going to be filled with pauses, probably more than likely just because that I have no script prepared, and it takes me a while to form my thoughts, because, excuse me, mainly because it may not seem like it, but Let's Playing is something that's very near and dear to me, even though I'm obviously not the best at it. And it's hard to find the right words to talk about this sort of thing. There's a bunch of topics I wanted to get over the next few days, and I'll be putting up separate entries into each of them as I record them and do them. But I think right now I'm going to take a few more minutes of your time, assuming you haven't exited out, and just talk a bit about my own personal Let's Play thing. Back when I first started, and it still holds true today, I was never really in it for the viewer count or the subscriber count. I always felt, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only Let's Player to hold this kind of sentimentality, or maybe not sentimentality, more like philosophy, that it should never be about the viewer count or the subscriber count or the friend count, really. My entire goal was that if one person enjoyed the videos I put out, then my job was done. I never really held it. I've been told I've been told ever since the first sector video that I either had potential, or at least back near the end of the Mike GNZ account, that I was actually good, or at least decent at what I did. I'm not really one for praise. I've always felt that if you accept too much praise, then it'll go to your head, and eventually you'll get cocky and mess something up. So, I accepted praise, but I never really felt one to keep it in my head. I just didn't want to get to the point where I thought I was too good and then take that for granted. So even though I never really said anything about it, whenever someone said that was good or that was decent or something, I would always just file it in my mind and just not say anything. I would disagree with them. I mean, obviously, listen to my voice, can't really emote well. Well, I can emote well, just not when I'm being quiet like I am right now. And if you've been listening to the Fourth Sector videos, you know I have absolutely no range when it comes to voice types. So I can't really do strange voices either. And obviously I'm not the best at platforming. Plus I also have a big reliance on save states and rewinds. So I never really had it in my mind that I was good or decent or anything. I always felt I was just there. I suppose that's not the right mindset to use when you want to do something like this, but it's gotten me past so far. I really don't want to take that much time on this, so I'm just going to talk briefly about it. I always thought that I've always wanted to break out of doing Super Mario World ROM hacks, at least in the beginning. I had ideas for Let's Plays I wanted to do when I got my Sonic 3 and Knuckles Let's Play out there. You know, I felt accomplished with myself. I managed to Let's Play a game I liked, and even though I wasn't good at it, even though I wasn't as entertaining as I wasn't. See what I mean about hard words to find? Even though I wasn't that entertaining about it, I felt like I did a good job myself. It was a personal accomplishment of mine to Let's Play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I never thought, well, obviously I never thought I was good in the first place. I honestly never thought that I'd reach the same level as the Something Awful Let's Players, or just the other better YouTube Let's Players in general. I just wanted to do something I thought was fun, and I thought other people would enjoy. And some did, considering that, at least for a while, my viewer counts got above 100 views. But what I really wanted to get out there was that even though I did eventually manage to break out at least once, well, twice if you count Sparkster, of doing Let's Play, of doing Super Mario World ROM hacks, I always kept coming back. I'm not sure if it took me a while to get it or not, but at some point I realized that at the very core of the matter, it looked as though every Super Mario World ROM hack was different. I suppose it comes from the fact that you interact with a bunch of the hacker authors and people that actually have insight into this sort of thing. But at least from an outsider's point of view, when I started, it seemed as though every Super Mario World ROM hack was the same in terms of, looks. I mean, yeah, you might have EX graphics in there and custom music, but on the surface, it at least almost always looked like Super Mario World. It wasn't until I actually got into doing the fourth sector and then some other hacks that I began to realize that each ROM hack is different. It might look the same, but deep down, even if it's subtle, they're different. I suppose it's hard to put it into words, which is why I'm struggling a bit to do this, but fourth sector is Scorpion's idea, and it's really only Scorpion's idea. I'm probably saying this about the wrong way, but the fourth sector is an idea that can only come from Scorpion's head. Much like Super Mario Adventure, in terms of the design and how it's laid out and everything, is something only Jay Verne could have come up with it in his head. The point I'm getting at is that every author is different. And because of that, every ROM hack is different. Sure, some might appear different more obviously than others. Some might have some differences might be very subtle, some might be blatant. But much like how every Let's Player is different, at least subtly, every hack is different, at least subtly. And that's probably what keeps me coming back to Super Mario ROM hack Let's Plays, is that every hack is different, and every ROM hack is a new experience crafted by an author, either in part or either in some way or entirely from his mind and in the way he or she planned it out in their heads. I'll probably go into this more in detail when I talk about the fourth sector in a later entry. But according to this timer, I'm already running up almost to 10 minutes. I just wanted to get this brief introduction to this thing out there, and a bit of my own philosophy when it comes to doing Let's Plays and things like that. I doubt I can hold interest when it comes to voice for more than 5 minutes, assuming anyone's still listening. But these, I'm hoping, aren't going to be as long as this. I'm probably hoping maybe each entry is going to be 5 to 7 minutes long. This one's only long because I wanted to get the introduction out, as well as just address my own little personal thing when it comes to Let's Plays and ROM hacks and things of that nature. I really have a lot to say. Or maybe I don't. I haven't put anything up to thought yet, and obviously I'm not working off a script or anything. It is all coming from my mind and my heart. Some of you might think it's sappy, some might not. But either way, it's just something I feel I need to get out there, at least so that people can know my own personal feelings on the matter. Until next time, this is Gunblazer42. I'm not entirely sure what people are going to expect, there I go losing my words again. I'm not entirely sure what people are going to say regarding this little mini-series of mine. But, it's going to be a busy week and a busy weekend. I'm not going to have that much time for things. So at least it feels good to at least sit down and talk about these sort of things. That's about all I got. See you all next time.